Iran's invisible hand in the Yemeni civil war, cryptic alliances in Syria, and complex chess moves in Iraq. Discover the hidden strategies and covert operations that make Iran a key player in global conflicts. Iran, a nation of ancient history, rich culture, and strategic importance. Yet, in recent decades it has become synonymous with global conflicts, proxy wars, and political tension. Why is Iran so deeply entangled in so many of the world's flashpoints? Today we explore the 5 key reasons behind Iran's involvement in global conflicts. Reason number 1: Iran's strategic geopolitical position. Iran is located at the crossroads of the Middle East and Central Asia, a region that has been a focal point for global powers for centuries. With borders touching 13 countries including Iraq, Afghanistan and Pakistan, Iran's location makes it a key player in regional politics. Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz, a crucial maritime choke point through which about a fifth of the world's oil supply passes. This gives Tehran significant leverage over global energy markets and international trade routes. The country's ability to influence this vital passage has made it a key player in geopolitical power struggles, drawing it into conflicts over energy security and regional dominance. Iran's location gives it both opportunities and vulnerabilities. On one hand, it can exert influence over neighboring countries and vital trade routes. On the other hand, its proximity to conflict zones and rivals makes it a target for external powers seeking to control the region. Iran's strategic position means that its involvement in regional conflicts is not just a choice, it's often a necessity for maintaining its influence and protecting its interests. Reason number 2: Iran's ideological drive and revolutionary zeal. Since the Islamic Revolution of 1979, Iran has positioned itself as a leader of the Shiite Muslim world and a staunch opponent of Western influence in the Middle East. The Islamic Revolution was not just a political event, it was a call to arms for Shiites across the region. Iran's leadership believes in exporting its revolutionary ideology, supporting groups that align with its vision of an Islamic world free from Western interference. This has led to the backing of Shiite militias, political movements, and even governments in places like Lebanon, Iraq, and Syria. Iran sees itself as the vanguard of a global Islamic revolution. Its support for groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Houthis in Yemen is part of a broader strategy to spread its influence and challenge both Sunni Arab states and Western powers. This revolutionary ideology is a core reason behind Iran's involvement in so many conflicts. This ideological commitment to defending and spreading its version of Islam has placed Iran at the heart of many conflicts, as it seeks to empower its allies and undermine its rivals. Reason number 3: Iran's strategy of proxy warfare. Unable to match the military might of its adversaries directly, Iran has mastered the art of proxy warfare, using allied groups and militias to exert influence and destabilize its rivals. By supporting these groups, Iran extends its reach far beyond its borders without engaging in direct military confrontation. This allows Tehran to influence conflicts in Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen, while avoiding the consequences of direct engagement with more powerful adversaries like the United States, Israel, or Saudi Arabia. Iran's use of proxies is a strategic choice born out of necessity. It can't afford a direct confrontation with the likes of the US or Israel, so it relies on asymmetric warfare. By supporting groups like Hezbollah or the Houthis, Iran can hit its enemies indirectly, tying them down in costly, protracted conflicts. While proxy warfare gives Iran leverage, it also contributes to the instability of the region, drawing Tehran deeper into conflicts that have far-reaching consequences. Reason number 4: Iran's rivalry with Saudi Arabia and other Sunni states. The Middle East is deeply divided along sectarian lines, with Sunni-majority Saudi Arabia and Shiite-majority Iran as the leading rivals. This rivalry is more than just religious, it's a struggle for regional dominance. Saudi Arabia, with its wealth and status as the guardian of Islam's holiest sites, sees itself as the leader of the Muslim world. Iran, with its revolutionary ideology, challenges this claim. The result is a Cold War that has turned hot in several countries, with each side backing opposing factions. The Sunni-Shiite divide goes back over 1,000 years, but today it's a major factor in geopolitical conflicts. In places like Syria, Yemen and Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia are backing opposing sides, turning local conflicts into regional power struggles. This rivalry has fueled many of the wars we see in the Middle East today. Iran's involvement in these conflicts is partly driven by its desire to counter Saudi influence and assert its own leadership in the Muslim world. This has led to a series of proxy wars, each more complex and destructive than the last. Reason number 5: Iran's response to Western pressure and sanctions. For decades, Iran has been under heavy sanctions from the United States and its allies, aimed at curbing its nuclear program and its influence in the region. These sanctions have isolated Iran economically and politically, pushing it to find alternative ways to exert its influence. One of these ways is through involvement in regional conflicts, where Iran can challenge Western interests and maintain its relevance on the global stage. Iran has been under some form of sanctions for over 40 years, and this has had a profound impact on its economy and its global strategy. By involving itself in regional conflicts, Iran sends a message to the West that it cannot be isolated or ignored. It's a form of resistance against what Tehran sees as unjust pressure. While sanctions have hurt Iran, they've also hardened its resolve to challenge Western dominance in the Middle East. This defiance has led to deeper involvement in conflicts across the region, as Iran seeks to push back against the forces that seek to contain it. So why is Iran involved in so many global conflicts? It's a complex mix of factors: its strategic geopolitical position, its revolutionary ideology, its use of proxy warfare, its rivalry with Saudi Arabia, and its response to Western sanctions. Each of these reasons has drawn Iran into conflicts across the Middle East and beyond, making it a central player in some of the world's most dangerous flashpoints. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for anyone trying to make sense of the Middle East today. As long as these factors remain in play, Iran's involvement in global conflicts is likely to continue, shaping the future of the region and the world.